HashimII.com, a look at your kidneys and how they impact your health. And an expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. And Ivorian psychologist Noor Bakayoko shares some insights on bullying and what can be done.
It's important to avoid major events or major health crises.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
Well, it is the fifth time of the impeachment motion or attempts against the Meru governor, that is Kawira Mwangaza, but only 3 of them have made its way to the floor of the Senate. The proceedings will continue this afternoon after both the defendants as well as the complainants have made their opening remarks, with the County Assembly Senior Counsel maintaining that this is purely a case of mismanagement, while on the other side, the counsel that is representing the Meru governor, that is Kawira Mwangaza, clearly stating that this is malice and a witch hunt that the Senate ought to shun off. Now, this will be seeing how it will play out for the next 2 days or so. The proceedings are set to conclude on Tuesday. We have able eyes on this particular report and duly inform you in our subsequent bulletins. And also you can catch us on our various social media platforms where we'll be live covering this particular impeachment process of Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza, who for the 3rd time has appeared before the Senate. My name is Abdiaziz. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Brian Muraru. Let's get to inform you on what is happening here in the country in terms of news updates. And we start off in the education sector, where teachers in Kisii County have vowed to join their colleagues across the country in downing their tools at the beginning of a 3rd time if Teacher Service Commission does not fully honor their 2021-2024 collective bargaining agreement. Addressing the press in Busia town, the teachers' representatives alleged that despite the deductions from salaries, no remittances has been made to their SACCOs. They called upon TSC to also implement salary increments, promotions and employment of junior secondary school teachers.
As teachers, we have said enough is enough, and a strike notice has been issued. The teachers of Busia have vowed, they have declared they will not step in class at all come 26th of this month. Yes. The parents have agreed, in whichever forum we have met, they have agreed that teachers have a statement. Teachers have a right to claim for what they are agitating for, and they will not send their learners to school. No implementation of those 5 demands, teachers will withdraw their services.
Now, a section of leaders in Tana River County has hailed President William Ruto for forming a broad-based government, saying it has brought peace and unity in the country. Speaking in Garsen constituency, Tana River County, Speaker Osman Galole called on residents of the county to shun politics or politicians who are inciting them to cause violence for their personal gains.
Mambo ya ardhi ni very emotive in this county. Mambo ya ardhi ya Tana River si mambo ya kuchezea, kuongea kiholela holela kwa barabara, hype emotions ya wananchi, hapana. Tunajua mahali tumetoka sisi. We don't want to go back there. Tunataka kusonga wapi? Mbele. Tunataka kusonga mbele.
Tunamuunga mkono juhudi ya Rais William Samoei Ruto kwa kuanzisha broad based government ama serikali ya umoja wa kitaifa. Hilo jambo limeleta amani katika Kenya. Kenya ilikuwa imeyumba, sasa mambo iko sawa sawa. Tumuombeni rais wetu aweze kufaulu kuunganisha nchi zaidi, na sisi tukielekea wakati ujao.
And in other news, a section of Orange Democratic Movement party leaders in Kwale County have urged party leader Raila Amolo Odinga to appoint the next ODM chairperson from Kwale County, given that the huge support the party enjoys from the region. Speaking at the party offices in Msambweni constituency, the leaders led by their ODM Kwale County chairperson Ali Mambo has eligible youths to choose from as the suitable replacement for John Buddy, who previously held the said position and has since been appointed as the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning.
Mzee lazima afikirie kwamba ile nafasi ije wapi? Ije Kwale. Tuko nao vijana ambao wamesoma, tuko na vijana wako na tajriba, na tuko na vijana ambao wanapenda chama. Kwa hivyo lazima wakati wanafikiria, lazima wafikirie hii Kwale.
Kwale tumeachwa muda mrefu sana kupata hawa viongozi wa ODM. Kwa hivyo tunaomba ile nafasi ya nomination ambayo Bwana Mbadi alikuwa hapo.
Yes.
Tunaitaka ije Kwale.
Residents of Tiati, Baringo County have welcomed a move by an international mining company to support a solar project in the area, saying it will enhance peace between the warring communities of the Pokot and Tugen. Now, the company, Elfridge Development Plan, will, with the support of the Chusan International Mining Company that mines diatomite in Katikit Tiati constituency and in Sandok provisional government, further promised to help create job opportunities in the area.
The diatomite is a product of peace. We have welcomed you on a solemn and peaceful way. Hurry up the investment and make it worthy for the people of Tiati and Baringo and Kenya at whole.
We gather here to lightening villages in Baringo. Industrialization is the key to creating jobs, eliminating poverty, and improving living standards.
Because we are work here is many years, so I know here some family is no power in the mountain. He needs the power. We do this project for free for the school and for everybody.
And in other news, residents from Kapkeben at the outskirts of Eldoret town, Uasin Gishu County, took to the streets for the third time in a row to protest the sorry state of a road connecting Mailinne to Kiplombe. Now, the irate residents say that the poor roads have disrupted transport and other economic activities in the area.
If you step on this feeder road that leads to Kiplombe area through Mailinne, you'll think that it is a land that has been plowed for planting.
Jata ipitiki, tuandipa tax. Ito nato onyo. Kama wataunda njia, atusilipa tax wata Mailinne, wata bodaboda tumekataa.
It is for this reason that residents and bodaboda operators took to the streets.
Tukienda kwa mjumbe, anasema hii njia takuja kuunda, kila mara wanadanganya, tumehangaika kwa muda mrefu. Itakuwaje city na tunahangaika hivi?
Hii Eldoret inaenda kufanywa city. City ya kufanywa city ya kufanya nini? Na bado hata reserve ni abatali kwetu. Sisi tumeateseka kama wakati wa Kapkeben.
They are now calling upon their area leaders to intervene for the sake of livelihoods of the residents. Prasai Frederick, Lunchtime News.
Now, to one of our developing stories this afternoon, businessman Jimmy Wanjigi is expected to appear before DCI sleuths, and we want to link up with our very own Doreen Arange to bring us up to speed if the businessman has been able to appear before the DCI sleuths. Doreen, good afternoon. If you can hear me, has the businessman able to appear before the DCI sleuths, and what is this in relation to?
Good afternoon to you, Hashim. And yes, we are at the Directorate of Criminal Investigation headquarters here in Nairobi, where we are still waiting for businessman Jimmy Wanjigi to appear. He had been summoned by detectives to appear today, which is on Monday at exactly 11 a.m. But that didn't happen, and reports indicate that he's set to make that appearance today at 2 p.m. He's set to record a statement with the detectives here. Wanjigi had been accused of allegedly funding the Nane Maandamano, which happened on August 8th. And you can remember that on that same very day, police had also been at his house, just tried to look for him, but that had been in vain. However, his family was found in that scuffle. And also the other thing is that police are accusing the businessman of not only just funding the Nane Maandamano, but also they say that they did find some tear gas canisters as well as some other items in his house, and that is why he said to appear today before the DCI to record a statement in relation to that. That hasn't happened since 11 a.m. We have been here at the headquarters since that time, and you're still waiting for the businessman to appear to record a statement in relation to that, and we'll be we'll camp at this particular place until he appears and we see him record that statement. However, since 11 a.m. there's been minimal activities around this particular area, just movement of vehicles here and there as we wait for businessman Jimmy Wanjigi to appear exactly 2 p.m. before the detectives to record a statement in relation to the August 8th protest. Hashim.
Well, thank you so much. That is our reporter Doreen Arange just briefing us on the appearance of the businessman Jimmy Wanjigi, and once he comes to visit, or rather write a statement before the DCI sleuths, we'll be taking you there live as and when we get that particular information. Elsewhere, Kisii County government has urged farmers in the county to embrace irrigation in order to boost food production and ensure food security in the region. The county's Agriculture and Crops Chief Officer Teddy Yawa, during the distribution of the hand pumps and dam liners to farmers in Tezo, Kilifi North Sub-County, said that the county's goal is to increase food production through irrigation instead of relying solely on unpredictable natural rainfall. Now, the farmers lauded the move, saying irrigation will curb frequent crop losses to dry spells.
Wapatia wakulima ambao wamechimba mabwawa ya kuweza kunyunyiza mimea maji, hizi hand pumps pamoja na dam liners.
Tumekuwa na changamoto ya mvua katika hii sehemu yetu. Mvua mara inakuja ile haitoshi, ukulima ule wanafanya mara mimea inakauka katikati. So inabidi tuwafundishe wakulima vile wanaweza vuna maji.
Amini tutapata mapato mazuri, sio kwa mahindi peke yake. Hata miembe huwa tunakuza pale. Mikorosho tuko nayo pale, minazi tunapanda inakauka, sasa naona haitakauka.
And in other news, a section of surviving members of the Mau Mau rebellion from Migori County is calling on the government to set up local payment points for the elderly to ease the burden of travel expenses that many elderly fighters face when seeking. Now, Ezekiel Onyango, Samuel Adundo and Brigita Ludo noted that some of the senior citizens from the remote areas spend nearly all their earnings on the transportation, leaving them with insufficient funds to support themselves. The trio, who are part of the Mau Mau freedom fighters, also urge the British government to expedite their compensation for the atrocities committed during the struggle for independence.
Shilingi 800 kwenda na kurudi. Sasa ukirudi unaingia nyumbani na shilingi 200, chakula huku hujakula. Unaingia na shilingi 200 na 1,200. Sasa hii 1,200 huko wajukuu iko. Uwezi kununua chochote.
Iko pandi ya dio, iko hapa. Misuri kama hiyo pesa ya wase nalete hapa kwa pandi ya dio. Hata kama wewe nachukua hata kama kidogo na wewe nachukua karibu.
Mimi ni mwanachama wa Mau Mau na hakuna kitu tumepata mpaka leo. Mpaka leo tunaandika barua, tunafanya mkutano. Sisi ni watu wa Mau Mau wapi? Sijui kama jamaa zetu zingine wamepata kitu kidogo, lakini kwangu hakuna.
Quite remarkable. Now to another remarkable story where defying expectations and redefining possibilities is what a 23-year-old Permanence Youngrin lives by. Now, despite being visually impaired, he has stood against all odds in his condition and not only excelled as an electrician but also a disc jockey. And as Lauren Jepchirchir found out, passion brings dreams to life.
Somewhere in Kayole Estate, to the farther east of Nairobi, Permanence Youngrin, who is visually impaired, leads us to his home. It is here that he has nurtured his DJing skills.
Come on, listen.
Besides this controller, he has a non-visual desktop access designed for the visually impaired, and a few cable connections.
Yours.
And in no time, artful music mixes rent the air. A few lessons here and there on what has earned him the Selector Young's fame.
Ili come true juu kuna screen readers zenye huwa tunatumia. Nilikuwa naanza kujitrain polepole na softwares za DJ. Nikaingia kwa field, nika purchase. Na kufanya research ikakuwa true.
DJing has had its fair share of challenges for him too.
Unapata equipment ziko so expensive. Na kama tuseme my DJing machine yangu ni around 50,000. So na pia their spare parts are very expensive. So unapata moja ikiharibika, it's lazima u spend a lot.
Flip his coin and you meet Youngrin, the technician. At this workshop is where over the years he has fulfilled his childhood passion of being an electrician.
Nilikuwa tu na passion ya mtambo, machines. Nilikuwa tu nachukua mashini na dismantle, naangalia vile components ziko ndani, then nairudisha back to vile iko. Nafungua ma sockets and wiring. So nikipigwa shock najua hii ni live wire.
Unlike other electricians, he has his unique way of safely handling live wires and identifying colors of cables.
It's my own research, my own like naweza sema my own invention. Wana chukua tester na place earphone, then nikishika at the tip wanasikia some vibration. Then hapo najua ni live wire na moto ina flow. So kama nataka kujua colors, kuna natumianga testers. Kama nataka kujua colors za stima, nikiweka kwa red kwa live wire then iwake, that is natumia earphone kusikiza. Ikiwaka najua hiyo live wire. So najua hiyo ni either red ama brown.
His prowess in electrifying homes despite visual impairment has earned him adoring customers.
Stima ikileta shida anafix vizuri sana. Kuna wakati radio yangu ilikuwa imeharibika, ilikuwa imenisumbua, na nilipomletea nikamwachia Kube alifungua akajua shida ilikuwa ni transformer.
Alikuwa ananitengenezea TV ama unapata kama mashine imeharibika ananitengenezea.
His determination to succeed has also inspired his fiancée Sarah.
Ni mtu anajitafutia, ana hustle mwenyewe na ana make ends zina meet. Mtu who ni inspire, nimejifunza unaweza fanya anything despite kukuwa na disability yoyote.
Nevertheless, it's not all been success without challenges.
Umetumwa spare part, so unaenda kuichukua, then ule mse anadhani labda umekuja kubeg just because haoni, he's blind.
Hizo machines are very expensive, so sometimes lazima ni hire ama nitafute mtu mwenye anaelewa maneno ya technician anisaidie kwa hizo small components. But zingine nikichoma hivyo naweza pata maybe imenichoma namna hii, lakini najaribu tu kukopa. Another challenge ni some motherboards ziko na sharp objects. So before come realize kitu ni sharp, isha kugwara.
His advice to youth:
kama una feel uko na passion fulani, unaweza try to reach out watu wenye wako concerned na passion yenye una feel.
Let's go.
Passion is what has driven Young Green to do such daring ventures. Even so, he does them so well. Then what else can we describe him to be if not extraordinary? Reporting for KBC Nairobi County, I'm Elor.
Indeed, disability is not inability. Thank you for that particular story. Also, when a civil war broke out in Sierra Leone in 1991 that lasted for 11 years, leaving over 60,000 people dead and millions displaced, the United Nations deployed a peace mission to curb the violence. Retired Warrant Officer 1 Samuel Serem worked for the Kenya Army as the regimental signalier and was one of the soldiers tasked with bringing peace to that West African nation. Ben Troinjue paid him a visit at his home in Moise Bridge, Trans Nzoia County, and filed this report for this week's edition of Military Tales.
We traveled to Moise Bridge in Trans Nzoia County to meet one former military communications expert who served as a regimental signaller.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Warrant Officer Class 1 retired Samuel Kiptanui Serem, ambaye mimi nimezaliwa 1961 tarehe 14 mwezi wa 6 sehemu za Nandi County, ambaye wakati huo nilitoka Kapsabet, na wazazi wangu wakakuja mpaka Trans Nzoia County mali nimelelewa. Nikaenda Kisii Primary School miaka ya 70, nikafanya CPE, Certificate Primary of Education, wakati huo 1977. Kisha baadaye nikajiunga na Kitale Day Secondary School, ambaye kwa wakati huo inajulikana kama St. Anthony's Boys Secondary School from 1978. Mwaka wa 1981 mwezi wa 8, nikiwa karibu nimalize shule, jeshi wakakuja kuajiri wanajeshi sehemu za Kitale. Nikaona kuliko kukaa nyumbani, nikaenda kujaribu, na kwa bahati mzuri nikakuwa listed tarehe 14 August 1981. From 1982 February nikahudumu katika 5K kama askari mpya. Baada ya hapo nikaendelea kufanya kazi yangu wa askari, alafu by 1984 nikaamua kujiunga na kikosi cha regimental signalers. Nikarudisha kikosi cha 5 kama regimental signaler, kazi ambayo nilifanya kuanzia wakati wa 1983 mpaka 2000 wakati nimevaa kopro. So baada ya kuvaa kopro nikaamua kubadilisha, kurudi kuwa askari wa kawaida ambaye ni rifleman, mtu ambaye anashika bunduki na kwenda katika vita.
As a regimental signaler, what did his duties entail?
Jeshi letu njia yao ya mawasiliano ni radio. wacha wakati huu mambo yamebadilika. Wakati huo sisi tukiwa jeshini tulikuwa tunatumia radio kama means of communication. So mimi ilikuwa kazi yangu kumani hiyo radio, na utakuta kwamba radio kazi yake ni kupeana ujumbe, na vile vile kama mambo ya welfare ya askari, kama kuna jambo limetokea na askari fulani anataka na kujulishwa, inakuja kwa njia ya radio. Kuna voice procedure ambayo ni namna ya kuongea kwa radio, na vile vile kuna njia ya Morse code, kama mwaisikia Morse code. Morse wakati hali ya anga si nzuri, ndio the best method of communication kwa sababu ni kama spelling na inapigwa electromagnetics.
The civil war in Sierra Leone that lasted for more than 10 years back in the 90s was an eye-opener for this military veteran who served as a peacekeeper and knows the real value of peace.
Unapoitwa kwa kazi ya peacekeeping, si kazi rahisi hivyo sana, na acha nikuambie rafiki yangu, kama kuna kitu ambaye inafaa uchunge katika maisha yako ni kitu inaitwa amani. Maana sisi wengine wetu tumesafiri mpaka nchi kama hiyo Sierra Leone ambaye kulitokea mauaji, mateso ya aina yake, kwa sababu hata wakati tulipoingia kulikuwa na hiyo kikundi ya watu wanaitwa Revolutionary United Front ambaye ilikuwa nakata watu mikono, kutia watu hofu. Wanakuuliza unataka short sleeved ama long sleeved, na wanakata bila huruma. So unataka kusema wakati unapoingia mahali kama hapo na kuona mambo kama hayo kwa macho yako, unaona ni kitu haipendezi.
One of the most detested personal quality in the military is laziness, and Serem contends that having served the military for over 30 years, he has instilled hard work even in his kids.
Laziness, it is not in our vocabulary. Na it has never been. Na unaona kule kuamka saa 10, kumbe kwa njia moja inakufundisha na kukuharden. Mpaka leo hii mimi nimeretire, niko na miaka 4 tangu niliporetire, sipendi kulala mpaka saa 12 nipate kwa nyumba. Mimi hata nawaambia watoto wangu pana cheza na maisha. Na nimeona faida ya kufanya bidii. Nimeona faida ya kuwa mvumilivu katika mambo mengi.
Serem is grateful to the military for the 3 key lessons he picked up that he still holds to date.
Kwanza kitu inaitwa management. That is a management of resources. Hakikisha kwamba kile kitu napata kusiwe na waste. Kwa sababu jeshi tunaamini, unaona kama jeshi tunapopimiwa chakula, ikumbe kuna sababu yake. Hakuna kupimwa chakula atipika tu chakula kwa sababu inapikwa. Ni watu wangapi watakuja mahali hapa na watakaa hapa siku ngapi. Inapangwa. Hiyo jeshi imenifundisha hata leo hii kwangu hapa. Ninapofanya shopping, nikipeleka huyu mama supermarket, tunaenda ninamwambia unajua sisi tunakunywa sukari kilo 10. So hiyo kilo 10 tumeweka mpaka tumeweka ya wageni watakapokuja. 2, don't waste time. 3, avoid idling. Usiwe mtu ambaye unapoteza muda. Sisi tumefundishwa na jeshi ya kwamba hata ukipea mtu kazi, patia nafasi afanye kazi na akupe ripoti yake.
Serem has a word of advice to young serving officers and their supervisors as well.
Unapopata nafasi na ukiachiriwa jeshi, umepata kazi nzuri. Kitu unahitaji kufanya ni kwamba kile utafundishwa right from ukiwa training, shikilia na mikono miwili. Na hiyo ni nini? Nidhamu. Ukishikilia hizo, utaenda mbali. This job is not permanent. Chapo kuwa wakati unajaza makaratasi wanakuuliza terms ya employment yako unaandika permanent. This thing is never permanent. Wakati unaandikwa jeshi, that is the right time to prepare to go back home. When you are enlisted, the time you are enlisted, that is the right time to start preparing to go back home.
The former communications expert outlines some of the responsibilities of a warrant officer 1, who is the senior most officer for the non-commissioned officers NCOs.
Wakati umepewa rangi ya warrant officer, wewe uko na experience ya muda mrefu. Pili, wewe ni mtu unaweza kushauri mkubwa wako, ambaye kama wewe ni warrant officer class 2, utakuwa na meja ambaye ni OC yako pale kama ndio commander. Inaaminika ya kwamba wewe utatoa ushauri ambao utamsaidia hiyo mkubwa. 2, wewe ni administrator kwa hiyo company ama kwa hiyo battalion, wewe una play role ya administration. That is vitu kama risasi, wewe ndio una manage. 3, warrant officer kwa jeshi, yeye ndio discipline master. Ni mtu ambaye ameserve miaka mingi, anaelewa, ni kama mzazi, anaelewa nidhamu vizuri. So issues ya nidhamu atajua namna kupelekana na hawa askari at company level and battalion level. Wewe ni trainer, Because wewe kitambo uje upate hiyo rangi ya warrant officer class 2 and class 1, you must have underwent all the training programs ya jeshi. Kwa mfano mimi nikiwa kama RSM, mambo yote nahusika na mambo ya parades, I should be having them on their fingertips.
After retirement, transition of soldiers from military to civilian life sometimes is a challenge for officers, and Serem advises on how to go about it.
Akili yako, kama mimi ni 38 years, nimekuwa military minded. Vitu mingi nimezoea ni ya kutoa amri, vitu mingi nimezoea tukifanya pamoja, lakini sasa unapokuja nje inabaki wewe na mke wako. So mimi nilipokuja nyumbani pande japo kwa mimi nilikuwa napenda sana kuja, lakini nilifeel nimebaki peke yangu. Ile simu nilikuwa napigiwa asubuhi na mkubwa hakuna. Sasa unakaa unasema ni kama unastuka, mbona ama iko namna gani? So itabidi ujiadjust. Na nashukuru kwa sababu kwa jeshi sisi we are so flexible. Ukifika desert, ishi vile desert iko. Ukifika equatorial, ishi vile iko. So challenge hizo yeko, lakini haikui kwa muda mrefu. With the time you learn. Kwa sababu askari ni vitu na adapt the new environment haraka.
Now retired, the veteran has embraced horticulture farming and dairy farming to keep himself busy.
Ninafanya dairy farming ambaye nimefanya semi zero grazing. Nimejenga shed, niko na ng'ombe ambaye ni wazuri. Natamani sana kufuga ng'ombe aina ya Jazz ambaye ndio already niko nazo. Napenda Jazz na Asia, na hiyo ndio kazi ambayo nafanya. Secondly, wakati nilipokuwa kazini, mke wangu alikuwa na jihusisha sana mambo ya horticulture. Alafu kuna kazi ambayo mama amekuwa akifanya. We have an hotel ambaye has been running. Saizi I'm making 80 liters per day.
Officer Serem is a family man who enjoys exercising to relax, believes in educating children to their best of their abilities.
Mimi ni mzee ambaye niko na mke mmoja ambaye amewakaribisha mahala pale. Nilioa 1983. 2 years baada ya kuingia jeshi. Na tumebarikiwa tuko na watoto 5.
His parting shot.
Yawezekana kuna Wakenya ambaye hawajeona inchi ama mtu ambaye amekosa amani namna anavyoishi. Lakini kwa mtu kama mimi, nimeenda Sierra Leone, nimeenda Somalia si mara moja si mara mbili, na kuona jinsi watu wanaishi kwa sababu ya kukosekana na amani ni jambo la kusikitikia. Kwa hivyo tushike na tutunze amani kuliko vitu vyote, na tusifanye mchezo nao.
After the interview, we paid a visit to his farm, which has been his office since retirement.
Unaona kiangalia inatafuta hiyo. Ni the process kana tafuna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tumeshukuru sana bwana Serem. Asante. For 38 years, Mr. Samuel Serem was in the military and called it a day just a few years ago. But his dedication and determination, he still has it to this day.
For Military Tales from Moy's Bridge in Trans Nzoia County, I'm Ben Troy Njue.
Michelle, what did you do to annoy Kinyanjui this much?
Leave this woman alone, such a melodramatic idiot.
Oh, I am a woman, eh? An idiot woman, sit here. Okay, you will know how smart I am when I am finished with you.
I am talking to you. Ne, if you feel this job is proving to be very challenging, I would suggest that you just move aside. Or better, step down.
You know, this is almost like a comedy training class. I mean, you people are so funny. I think it's very much ma'alimu. That wasn't meant to be a compliment.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, the chairman of the Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance, that is Joel Gitali, has expressed frustrations over the delayed implementation of the regulation proposed by stakeholders in the alcohol and tobacco industries in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. Speaking in Kakamega, Gitali said the proposals included changes of the images on cigarette packages to better inform users of the risks. Now, he added that the many companies continue to operate without adhering to the proposed regulations, risking the health of the users.
Imebidi mashirika yasiyokuwa ya kiserikali pamoja na wabunge wetu ambao tunawaenzi kufanya jambo, kwa sababu ule mswada ambao tulitarajia utapelekwa bungeni ili kushughulikiwa na Wizara ya Afya umekuwa ni kama hata hatujui umefika wapi. Jinsi hela zinazopeanwa kwa serikali na mashirika na makampuni ya tumbako zinavyotumika hatujui, kwa maana kuna hela 2% ya dhamana ya bidhaa za tumbako ambazo zinatengenezwa katika nchi hii ama zinaagizwa inapelekwa kwa serikali. 2% ya dhamana hiyo ni pesa nyingi sana, lakini hatujui hela hizi zinafanya kazi gani, zinaenda wapi.
People living with disability in Migori County have called for the approval hearing of peace meetings in that particular devolved units. Let's get more from that particular event.
By the parliament. And we've even gone to the departmental. And now the only challenge that we have is how to finance it and to make it effective to persons with disabilities. So I'm kindly asking our loving governor to chip in to assist us so that this bill be effective as soon as possible, so that we start enjoying all the efforts that we wanted to have.
We believe that there could be some part of empowerment funds that could be given so that can uplift our dreams of doing these projects. So we were lobbying if this bill could be passed so that there is some tax exemption to give us an easy time to conduct ourselves through agribusiness.
Welcome to the world of business. We start further afield, where competition in businesses is key in ensuring consumers get quality products and services. Now, consumer awareness on their rights remains low as a challenge that consumers protection bodies such as COMESA Competition Commission are working to surmount. Now, as you can see on your screen, our very own Betty Kiptum joins us from Livingstone, that is in Zambia, where a sensitization workshop on the competition and consumer protection is currently ongoing. Kiptum, good to see you this afternoon. What is happening in Livingstone, especially during this particular sensitization program?
Good afternoon to you there, Abdiaziz Hashim. We are coming to you live from Livingstone in Zambia, which is about an hour behind the Kenyan time. And the COMESA Competition Commission is undertaking a sensitization training for journalists to ensure that more people are aware of their consumer protection rights, as well as just how to go through these rights and ensure that they are getting the best quality from businesses. Remember that the COMESA Competition Commission is charged with ensuring that consumers are protected across the COMESA region, in which Kenya is a member. Of the 21 members of the COMESA, 19 of them have competition authorities in place, including Kenya, and there's a lot of robust activities around consumer protection and awareness and ensuring that the Kenyan market remains competitive. We just saw some numbers there that shows that Kenya's competition and mergers and acquisition is very active compared to the rest of the COMESA region. And a number of issues that have come up include the level of awareness among the citizenry, both in Kenya and across the COMESA region, that the level of awareness is still low on matters consumer rights, and more is being done to ensure that they are being sensitized. There is also an overhaul that the Commercial Competition Commission is doing on its way of conducting business, and it says that it will be in place by the end of December this year to ensure that there is a more robust system for competition in the commercial market as well as for consumer protection. And one of the issues that they brought up is that they are overhauling the commercial merger control regime that will see parties no longer be allowed to merge without approval. Before that, it had to be an issue of notifying the Commercial Competition Commission, and then they give their recommendation, and then you could proceed to merge. But if you cannot now merge beyond 2024, you cannot merge without the approval of the CCC. There is also introduction of thresholds for digital markets to prevent killer acquisitions. Of course, this is a very pertinent area in terms of ensuring that competition in this industry remains rife. Remember that there are the big boys, so to say, in the digital markets, and they are coming up with policies to ensure that even in the commercial market, the digital markets will remain very competitive and will not give some competitive advantage to the big boys. There are the Commercial Competition Commission officials, of course, are saying that it is very important for more people to be aware of their rights as consumers, and to even give the national competition authorities, which Competition Authority of Kenya is part of, to give them more power to ensure that they are implementing these laws locally and to ensure that a competitive market remains. Remember that a competitive market is very crucial, especially to consumers, because it ensures that they receive the best quality of products and services, and that where there is competition, businesses thrive, as opposed to an idea where you would think that businesses would not want competition and would want to monopolize markets. It is very important to ensure that there is competition in a market, because with competition, more businesses are birthed, more mergers and acquisitions come about, and the economies increase. So we are participating in this particular sensitization program, and there will be a press conference tomorrow to just inform the commercial region on exactly the developments in terms of those competition rules and competition practices that are coming up, as well as maybe cases that are coming up, or whichever part of the process of resolving them there in. So we shall be also standing by for that. But for now, we will be getting back to the training. My name is Betty Kiptum. Back to you, Abdiaziz Hashim in studio.
Thank you so much. That is our very own Betty Kiptum in Livingstone, and that is in Zambia. Just following up on that particular sensitization workshop on competition and consumer protection is currently ongoing, and of course she'll duly inform us in our subsequent bulletins, as well as that particular briefing she's talking about tomorrow. Elsewhere, coffee earnings are likely to significantly reduce from next year when the European Union regulation on deforestation comes into effect. Rainforest Alliance's Senior Director Julius Nganga says that the regulation may lock out a number of Kenyan coffee producers from the EU market, as only 30% of local produce meets the regulations.
Kenya exported 48,900 tons of coffee last year, worth 19.9 billion shillings, down from 27.3 billion shillings in 2022. The earnings could further decrease next year as the European Union starts to enforce the deforestation certifications. The certification requires coffee exporters to show proof that the cherry beans were not harvested from areas that were previously forests.
About 30 to 40% of coffee in Kenya is certified. We need to really push hard to make sure farmers who are not certified, especially are really supported to comply with the UTR.
Coffee producers say the slow pace of certification might hurt coffee earnings for Kenya, as the European Union market accounts for over 60% of the total exports from Kenya.
So countries like Germany, Belgium, and mainly the European Union are buying a lot of certified coffee. We know also Rainforest Alliance coffees also selling in USA. So we need to work hard, meaning work hand in hand with farmers, farmer organization, and government to promote coffees, our certified coffees in emerging market.
Kirinyaga Slopes Coffee Brokerage Company is among companies in the process of certification from the European market.
Tumerima hiyo kahawa Kirinyaga, tumesiagia huko, so tunajua tuko na hiyo originality ya kahawa kutoka Kirinyaga. So na ni kahawa ambayo ni quality.
Now, about 700,000 women in Kenya have benefited from a 250 billion shilling kitty established by the KCB to support small and medium enterprises, SMEs. KCB Kenya Managing Director Anastasia Kimtai says 178 billion shillings has so far been disbursed to support women entrepreneurs boost their businesses in the wake of emerging challenges in the financial sectors.
Speaking in Naivasha during an annual Business Network International Forum, KCB Kenya Managing Director Anastasia Kimtai says the lender has been supporting small businesses.
As a corporate entity, what we've done to our customers is we have committed to restructure their facilities for those who had loans with us. So we are restructuring and giving them a moratorium period as they gain back the business.
BNI Kenya National Director Elizabeth Muraguri said the network had fostered more than 42,000 referrals in the last 15 years, with businesses worth 5.4 billion shillings that have had a huge ripple effect on the Kenyan economy and livelihoods.
Now you can imagine the trickle effects of this USD 14 million. This has changed lives, and we say in BNI, we are changing the way the world does business. The objective, our key objective is to grow this community to more than 1,000 members.
Delegates at the event said they are leveraging artificial intelligence to drive innovations and address challenges their businesses face. Ndutamo Kami for Lunchtime News.
Yara East Africa has rolled out a training targeting seed growers in efforts to boost food production in Yara East Africa. Country Manager William Ngeno says the training targets to revolutionize maize seed farming by protecting, or rather nourishing the seeds from planting through the harvest season. Ngeno was speaking at the Lulu farm in Trans Nzoia County during a farmers' field day attended by 150 farmers who were trained and exchange knowledge through talks, visits to the demonstration plots.
Ningependa wakulima wakivuna mahindi wakuwe very cautious ili mvua isinyeshe ndani mingi haribike. We want to minimize losses za kuoza. Unajua mbegu ukivuna ikioza hautapata mapato.
This year we expect to produce enough seed for the country next season. And the projections will come out because I know we are going to have almost 30 million kilos. That will be enough for next season.
As population grows, there is a lot of pressure on land. So we want farmers to be able to adapt new technologies, to be able to get very good yields in a small area.
And now finally, let's play. The Kenya Under-20 boys and girls volleyball teams have stepped up training at the Nyayo National Stadium Indoor Arena ahead of the Africa World Championship qualifiers slated for the 22nd to the 31st of August in Tunisia. The Kenyan girls are training under the watchful eye of Kwanthanze girls volleyball team tactician Justin Kigwari, assisted by Catherine Mambi and David Muthui. The boys team is coached by former Kenyan international Sila Makiso, assisted by Geoffrey Omondi and Gideon Jine. According to the tacticians, the boys and girls are responding well to the training ahead of the continental assignment. The junior teams were selected after the conclusion of the Term 2 National Ball Games in Kisii County.
We have good girls with good talents. We are trying to correct few mistakes here and there. At the end of the day, we should be able to have a good team that will represent this country well.
So far, these 2 days, the second day for us, and we are seeing that the boys are getting on well, and we pray that at the end of the training, maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, God willing, we shall have a very good squad so that they're going to represent our country.
To us as a federation, this is a milestone because for the last 6 years, that is from the year 2018, that's when we had an age group competition. To us now as a federation, it's a plus now that we are coming up again with an age group competition.
Now, reigning Africa 100 meters record holder Ferdinand Omanyala will face an uphill task at the Celestia Diamond League following a star-studded entry list confirmed for the meet. Now, the meet, which is scheduled for Sunday, has attracted a strong field with only notable omissions being 100 meters Olympic champion Noah Lyles. The list confirmed for the Celestia Diamond League includes the world's fastest man this year and 100 meters Olympic silver medalist, that is Kishane Thompson, 100 meters Olympic bronze medalist Fred Curley, compatriot Christian Coleman, former Olympic champion Marcel Jacobs, Jamaican Akim Blake, former European champion Jeremiah Atsu, Chituru Ali and Rohan Watson are also in the lineup. Also confirmed for the Celestia Diamond is Olympic 800 meters bronze medalist Mary Moran, who will participate in the 1,000 meters.
Thompson, he's going to come through with Curley to take those 2 places in the final. 9.8. Very fast indeed, with a very slight following wind, but nothing really to speak of. Curley delighted as well. He's run 9.84.
And now to the world of football, where Kylian Mbappe made his La Liga debut as defending champions Real Madrid were held to a draw by Mallorca on the opening day. Now, the France captain scored on his debut for the club in Wednesday's 2-0 UEFA Super Cup win over Atlanta, but failed to get off the mark in the domestic league. The leagues, especially Serie A, La Liga and English Premier League, are back. All is well in the world of football. And of course, this weekend there are various mouthpiece games that are supposed to be held. Eye-catching, of course, events, and we'll duly inform you on what is happening there. Also, any moment from now, we do understand that the Health Cabinet Secretary, that is Deborah Baraza, will addressing members of the Fourth Estates in regards to the Mpox cases that have been reported in the country and the safety measures we ought to take. So join us in our subsequent bulletins for that update and so much more. And of course, the impeachment hearing will be back at exactly 2:30 p.m. My name is Abdiaziz. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Brian Muraru. Good afternoon for now and enjoy the rest of your viewing.